Hear it.
And we are live Sunday night with those guys.
What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everyone doing? Welcome to Sunday Nights with those guys. On the panel, you know, the Ed McMahon. Look, that's me, man. I had to mute. See, I've been having one of those days that if I could go back to sleep and start over, I would do it. Really, today's been one of those days, you know, where you're afraid to answer the phone, you're afraid to answer the door, you're afraid to open your eye in the morning. One of them type of days.
Yeah, well, I opened mine pretty early this morning.
Paul, getting back to you. There's no reason in the world when I get up to go use the bathroom at 3 a.m, I should see an alert on my phone saying Paul Murray's live. If I get up at 3:10, 3:15. Huh?
No, Mike Roach. What's good, Mike?
What's good, Mike? I sent you an invite too, Mike. I sent everybody an invite. So people are gonna pop
Al
in.
Diaz, how you doing?
Hey Al, what's good, man?
Even John, Drips FPV, Big
That's
John,
good.
whatever. I sent invites to Matt. I just sent, hey Desmond Dondos. I sent invites to everyone.
Hey, Lenny's here.
Lynn, how are all of you? I hope you're all handling this corona thing well. I don't want to make it the topic of the night, but you kind of have to when you consider you guys click the like button too, so you don't have to do it later. I know, such a bully, right? And according to some people, I'm considered a bully. But getting back to what I was saying, how are you guys surviving in your individual states? I'm going to tell you today, I had my first anxiety attack. And I was out on the street. And when I go out, because I have COPD, I try to go out as quick as possible and come back as quick as possible. And today I was outside for 2 hours and it was like, you know, you hear that psycho thing everywhere you look, people with masks, people without masks, dude, half a block away coughing and everyone stops and turns around, you know. So I've initialized, instead of the 6-foot rule, the 3-foot rule. I have a 3-foot reach. So if you come within 3 feet of me, I'm going to punch you.
Knock you out, eh?
No, there's no reason in the world. You should be standing on a line and someone's on your back and you got to turn around and look at them. And then they go, oh, I'm sorry.
I felt that way before the quarantine.
That's true. That's true. I agree with you. But now it's more so than ever. Hey, Timeless.
What's good, man? How's it going?
You guys,
how's it going, man?
Until we get some more people in here, I just went on a blind adding, so people will be popping up randomly.
Gary Brant Ariels is here.
Hey, Brant. Hey, Gary. How are you, man? Thank you all for hitting the like button, and thank you all for coming and hitting support, and thank you, that number one person that comes in and gives us that thumbs down. I feel so much better, because when I don't see the thumbs down, then I get worried, because then I know you're still not watching. But as long as I know to see that thumbs down, you came in and you gave us a view. And that's all we care about. But not to talk about it so much, but everyone's surviving. What's going on where you are, Paul?
Well, yeah, pretty much.
I'm still here listening. I'm back in makeup.
We've got you know, some positive here in my county. I'm in a county north of the metropolitan area. But so many of the people here go down.
A lot of people moving about.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There is more people out.
Thanks, Gary.
Out walking around, and the young people are dumber than a box of rocks. I don't get it.
You know why? You know why? Because when you were young, Paul, you too had that I'm invincible mode. Everyone goes through it. Everyone does go through it.
Yeah.
You know, so
hey, Big John's here.
What's up? Drips FPV. yo, 2 coughs and I kick you.
Yo,
don't cough again. Don't cough again, yo.
That's not a regular cough, puppy. What's going on, gentlemen?
Hey, how you doing?
What's
doing
up,
great. How
man?
the hell is
Good,
everybody
man.
doing today?
Because this is the only way, John.
Same
This
thing,
is
different day, bye.
oh, he's outside.
My
Yo,
bad, my
this
bad.
is the only way you're gonna see me, John.
True story.
Until this shit is over.
I feel you 100%. That's
You
wet, right?
know, I mean, people have asked to come out here and fly with me, and I'm like, check this out. Usually they come to my house to pick me up. I'm like, no, that's okay. I'll
Yep.
walk.
Stay at home.
I'll walk.
Yep. Hey, I've had a lot of time, while I'm waiting for rendering and stuff to happen. I happened to take a look at, there's been some postings of what they call live air concerts, and what it is from
Okay.
Italy. And they're standing on their balconies or sitting on the balconies with keyboards and everything, and they're playing out for everybody, and everybody within miles are applauding.
Yeah, you can hear it, and yeah. I've seen a few of them. I've actually seen here in New York for the last night and the night before. The night before, I think it was at 7 p.m. People were going to the balconies, and it didn't matter where you lived in the five boroughs area, but they would go outside and they'd start clapping for all of the support workers for that are helping in the hospitals and stuff.
Yeah.
And that kind of hit the
hospitals and everything. Yep.
Yeah, for the hospital workers, that kind of hit the news because at some parts of the city of Manhattan, you could hear a roar of people
every
clapping and cheering
shift
down
change.
the avenues.
Shift change, they're out there. Yep.
Yeah. So, hey, Quad Ken, what's up, man?
As long as they're standing 6 feet away from each other.
Well, yeah, everyone's on
Kenny,
their
what's good,
terraces.
my brother? That's my dude, Ken, man. That's my dude, Ken, man. He's
Yo,
a hard man to find,
hold
Quad Ken, let
on,
me
John.
tell you, man.
Hold on, John. I wanted to ask you, Quad Ken, how come you got your videos set to no comments? Because I've been wanting to leave comments on some of your videos, and I can't because you got the joint turned off.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's all.
What's up, Night Train?
How are you? What's
I
up,
was
Night Train? What's up, everybody?
Bro. He's a hard man to get in contact with, and you can't.
Yeah, in New York City, have you guys seen here? We have on the back of like fire trucks and ambulances and stuff. It says stay 30 feet back.
Oh no, I would say keep back 200 feet.
Yeah, we ought to have like T-shirts say stay 30 feet back.
Word up, that'd be dope.
Hey, John.
Yes.
Hey, I was just telling him earlier before you got here, I got a new 3-foot rule. Being that I have a 36-inch reach, if you come within the 36 inches, I punch the shit out of you.
You're gonna get cracked.
I mean, hold on, let me say it.
Make an invisible line.
Hold on, let me say it now. The views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel tonight.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Did you see the guy on Facebook with the caution tape? He had a piece of cardboard, a big piece of cardboard
all the way around with the Asian dude, and it was flat. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you one of those. I'm gonna get you one of those lawns, one of those big refrigerator boxes.
No, man, I need to be.
You walk around with the hands.
You remember that movie? You remember that movie back in the day, the boy in the bubble?
Yep.
Yeah.
I would wear one of those. Then I would travel throughout the city. The problem is you couldn't go through certain neighborhoods because someone probably couldn't resist Polk trying to stab it or something.
Well, you can bubble suits. They remember they have those bubble suits they put on and then they run into each other and bang around.
The sumo suit.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
The sumo.
They walk around with those big clear bubbles.
Yep.
You walk around, you hold them, and you just start running into everybody.
Smash into each other. Yep.
What was Al Diaz?
Where you going? You gonna have to towel off.
Wow, hell yeah.
Hold on. What was Quad Ken saying? Yo, Al, how's in California? You're the next epic center. You know what? It's funny you say that, Quad Ken, because once New York was hit and people were allowed to flee, because I saw on the news, you've heard of Martha's Vineyards, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's out here in New York on Long Island, and you can't get to some parts of that part of Long Island unless you know someone, because the police, it's a gated community, and you either fly in, come in on a helicopter, come in or a boat, or come in through a limo or an expensive car.
Or only see it through a drone.
And they were telling people, stop leaving the city and coming here.
Yep.
True story.
because
getting everybody
people are
sick over
running
there.
out there to their big homes and locking down their communities, and all of a sudden you got cousins and relatives. You have a 23-room estate, and all of a sudden relatives is knocking on the door talking about, yo, let me in, let me in.
Remember me? Remember me? I gave you food when you was little.
I used to change your diaper. So what's going on, man?
Ass over there, TT.
I know there's not a whole lot of drone news. I think maybe I found some old stuff, but as far as drone news, there's not a whole lot happening. Everyone knows what's happening with the Ortel Evo.
I mean,
And I did find one article called Pandemic Drone. And they're talking about setting up a drone with a certain sensor that can hover over crowds, and it can tell if the majority of that crowd is infected with COVID-19.
Oh shit, that'd be awesome.
Well, it's using a thermal imaging camera.
That'd be great. I guess to
Let
see,
me see
who has a fever, right?
what it is. Hold on. Yeah, it's some kind of thermal imaging camera that flashes a light repeatedly. And I'm gonna put it in the chat so you guys can read the story.
Yeah, because I had a thermal imaging camera on an Inspire 1, and you can set the parameters whatever you want it for, whatever temperature in it.
Oh, that's dope. That's
right.
pretty
So
dope.
you could set it for anything higher than 103.
103, yeah, or so 102.
Anything, like 102. Yep, and it would tell me the difference between 102 and 100.
That's badass.
So John, what's up, man? I know you're going FPV crazy.
Listen, what's going on is that I done put out 3 videos in the last day. I put 3 videos out yesterday, bro.
Well, that's why I brought it up, because I was like, you got a computer back?
Well, my daughter lent me her computer, and I went trigger happy, papi.
Okay.
I said, no, let me put out a few videos before she takes it back. So next weekend, I'll be doing the same thing, putting out like 3 or 4 videos.
All right, that's what's up.
I'm hoping that, yeah, man.
I appreciate that those guys FPV shout out in the video.
Dude, those guys gonna be in every one of my videos, so you already know. I'm a those guys FPV mother effing pilot, papito.
Hey, Asgard, what's good, man?
What's good, Asgard?
Hey, Hugh,
Asgard,
how you doing?
Everybody, how you doing today? Stay blessed and stay corona-free, everybody.
Daryl Hickman, I'm sorry I didn't see you. What's up, my friend? How are you, man? It's
Jay Santiago.
It's to the point now where, to be honest, today was the first time in a while I didn't actually want to do a live stream. And the reason was, like I said, after being outside for more than 2 hours, I felt like I had to decontaminate. And I was stressing, because I shouldn't be out there to begin with that long. You know what I'm saying?
Lawrence, did you see what Al Diaz put in the chat?
What, 3 people dead
at work
at Yonkers Raceway. I wouldn't be surprised. They're probably the track workers. They're actually about to take a racetrack that's 15 minutes from me, Aqueduct Racetrack, and they're going to turn it into a hospital for Queens.
Oh, that's what's up.
But all of the hospitals that they're bringing in, like that comfort ship that's supposed to be here tomorrow morning at 8 in the morning, which I know all you drone pilots, be careful flying that hospital ship, because everybody and their mother's going to be trying to fly it.
Yep.
And I'm talking about before it goes under the Verrazano, while it goes under the Verrazano, and after it's going upriver.
Yep. I would suggest stay your distance. Honestly, that's a military ship anyways, man. So you don't want to get too. And this is me talking to you. I'm one of those pilots that are bananas and that will do some crazy, stuff. I'm not even gonna play myself and do something stupid like that. So
John,
distance, man.
John, I'm glad to hear you say that, because a lot of people need to listen seriously.
No, 100%, dude. This is not a regular cruise ship, guys. It's not a regular tugboat or whatever. Like it's a military ship, bro. It's an actual military ship, dude. You don't want to. Even me on Fleet Week, bro. I don't get that close to the fleet ships, man. I stay my distance, dude.
Lynn says
you want to get a good shot, get a good shot. Yeah, you can get a good shot from a good distance.
Further up in the chat, it says that Al Diaz's sister's partner has the coronavirus.
Oh,
you want to know what? You want to know what? I'm going to tell you something. My nephews, and you're going to, this shit is so strong that you will be affected by it in some way, shape, or form. The mayor of New York already predicted that half of New York, a little more than half of New York, is going to catch it, which means you will, if you don't catch it, you're going to know somebody who has. My nephew has a friend that he hadn't heard from a while that's actually in the hospital recovering, but that's why he hadn't heard from him in a while. My boss told me today he's got 2 family members out here. We also had the first case in Queens here in our hospital because an Uber driver went into the hospital with a fever. Okay. So Herman has been mentioning these stats to me for the last 2 weeks, and 2.5 weeks ago, there were 11 people infected. Up until the middle of last week, no, what's today? Sunday? Up until Wednesday, it was at 20,000. You wake up today, it's at 33, 34,000. And that's just in the 5 boroughs where we are. Now, not the United States, the entire state of New York is infected. 50,000 are inspected, but the bulk of them are in the 5 boroughs. Now, I'm going to tell you, don't be surprised if they shut down the subway system, because that's why
I was saying that from a little while now. I've been saying that for a little while now. Don't be surprised if they shut down the train system.
Huh?
I don't think it's gonna happen because they make too much money or whatever the case is.
It would be like shutting down the city in a snowstorm.
That's not gonna happen because you have
essential workers like people who work in hospitals.
Well, maybe not 100%, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna shut down some of the lines and maybe make it mandatory to take a certain train, in and out of places. Like,
yo, to pay attention, John. You live here in New York. You already saw in the news, right? Elmhurst Hospital has meat lockers, tractor trailer freezers behind the hospitals they're putting the bodies in. Herman said, "What hospital is that? Brooklyn? You saw
Brooklyn Hospital.
The Brooklyn Hospital also has a tractor trailer freezer behind taking the bodies."
Yeah,
and,
dude, because
what's
that's
funny
one of the
is,
hospitals that got
you want to know how much
most.
of a pandemic it is?
That's right on the street.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy, man.
Right, it's parked right on the street. Refrigerated tractor trailer for carrying meat, for freezing meat and transporting
it. Kind of is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is, and Herman was talking about it earlier this week, they're not burying anybody. You know why? Because they can't. They have to burn it. In China, there's a incinerator company that's selling independent incinerators to these hospitals in China, and they can burn 30 bodies a day in each one of them, and they've ordered a couple of hundred. So
do you not find that's like crazy, dude?
No, listen. You can't you're not supposed to put them in the earth. Now, supposedly there were satellite photos. In fact, while I'm talking about it, I'm going to look for it. But supposedly there were satellite photos of the Middle East, them digging mass graves and pushing the bodies in the sand and burying them, because they don't have as much refrigeration as we do over here.
Yep.
So
kind of like what they did over there in the time of war. They just dug trenches, pushed the bodies in there, filled them up.
Yeah, so I mean, dude, there's how many million? I'm going to Google this right now. Present day, how many people live in New York City? Yeah, and we're just like talking the 5 boroughs. Hold on. As of present, no, this is as of 2017. I want to know 2020. Hold on. I guess that's why they're doing a census, right?
That's why they're doing a census.
That's why they're doing a census. Okay, well, the current population of New York in 2020 is 18,804,000.
Oh man.
Now, if they're talking a little more than half of that is going to get infected, that's pretty serious. But who knows? Who knows?
You might as well just run on out there and catch it and just get it over with.
That's easier.
I can see Herman running down the street.
Sneezing my mouth real quick.
Take me.
The views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel, including me.
Going out there, right? Run on out there.
Yo,
half of
speak
those
for yourself, man.
So go on, run on out there and catch it then. Shit. Half of those people.
COVID-19, get your
Herman,
COVID-19.
what is it? Hold on, John. You know that's as bad as getting on the subway and licking one of the subway poles.
Yeah.
That's just nasty.
Or swap and spit with a homeless person.
Hey, Global. Ew. See, that's coming from someone who eats gray shrimp.
That's right up there with the fish sticks.
No, that's coming from someone who ate gray shrimp.
Gray shrimp, gray fish sticks too. They're the best.
John.
They got John, they got that big John, they got that little wangy tangy taste. You know, they were like 2 years, they were 2 years out of date. And
oh Jesus, you left it out for 3
now
days.
See, John. Hey, John, you've been wanting to fly FPV. We can fly FPV virtually.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say that. I'm not going to work tonight. You want to get a lift off lesson?
What's up?
I got a computer.
What's up?
She's coming to get it later, so you gotta let me know.
Okay. All right. Because even though it's been a long day, I have a feeling when I get off. What happened?
John gonna be in the house not answering the door.
What?
His daughter gonna be kicking the door and boy,
yeah.
I hear you.
I'm not home, Josh. I'm not home.
That's not what your tracker says. USA News or the QRS straps. The government can track you. QR News wrist straps so they can track you. What if you have corona? I don't understand that. USA News, those QR wrist straps so they can track you. I don't know if you're talking about the like the Fitbits. What's up, Mike Roach?
Hey, Mike.
Oh, I thought the hat said Mike Roach for president.
That'll work.
That'll work better than
I don't think he heard it. I don't think he heard me.
A Monopoly man will work right now.
Can you hear us, Mike? I think he's signing. I think he's checking now. So, John, you've been getting a lot of FPV time in, you know?
I've been getting a lot of stick time in, guys. I'm trying, man.
Listen, I wish I could fly every day. If I could fly every day like you, I'd be bad nice.
I'm trying, man. Listen, I wish, that the days have been a little bit better, but because it's been like 3 days, bro. I haven't flown no damn FPV.
That's why you got a simulator.
It's already hitting the nerve. It's already hitting. I'm getting sick.
That's why you got a simulator.
True story, brother. But I don't have that computer all the time.
What's up, Mike? You can hear us now?
Yeah, I got you now.
I was saying when you came in, I thought you had said Mike Roach for president. What's up, man? How are you?
Listen, right now, Papito, you'd be way better than Trump.
I'm doing good, man. We're good up here. It's nuts, man. It's here too, way up here. Not as the numbers you guys have, but it's here, and it's it's freaks. It's like a fiction movie, man.
Yeah, I mean, people can't even talk anymore without people be on high alert.
Yeah. So I've been staying at the house, thankfully for me that doesn't.
Got people ready to fight for a sneeze.
You know what? Scary. His best place is in the house.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my wife and I went out today, and we did a big shopping 2 weeks ago. So we actually have enough meat to last another 3 weeks, nice. and we just needed to get like little essentials, canned goods, spaghetti sauce, a little pasta, a few things, and a lot of junk food.
Of course, can't forget that. You already know.
I will dip and dab in junk food, but they're the junk food addicts, to be honest. I mean, if there's nothing there and I don't feel like making a sandwich, I may grab a bag of chips or something, but I'm not really big on junk food. But when I do, I binge. Like I don't eat ice cream. I don't eat ice cream and stuff like that for like 3 months at a time. And then I'll eat half a gallon.
Well, did you get your wife enough gummy bears or what?
Oh, she's good. She don't want no more gummy bears. I got some. Okay. Yeah, she did get her gummy bears.
The good ones?
Yeah, no, the fake ones on the end cap in the bodega. You know, John know what I'm talking about.
The $2 ones. The $2 ones.
Yeah, man. Hey, they were gummy bears. It's just that they all had the same flavor, no matter what color they were.
Word up.
It's hard times,
They
man.
were
You gotta
all
take what you can
blueberries.
get.
Lawrence only goes first top shelf, top shelf.
Listen, check this out. That 50 cents that I saved may save my life or pay for a roll of toilet paper later.
Yeah. Now you already know that toilet paper price is going up. I'm gonna start selling toilet paper on the side, dude.
You want to know what? You want and this is my honest opinion about it, the toilet paper thing.
I still don't.
Somebody had a stockhold warehouse full of a couple of warehouses full of toilet paper and said, "Hey, there's a pandemic coming out. Let's make everyone think they're going to have diarrhea." So they could buy all the toilet paper.
The thing is, I think, that one video of some girls fighting in Walmart?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like where that whole thing came, all of a sudden, everyone had to have toilet paper. And it's like, otherwise, I would never thought of getting, toilet paper, whatever. And, but, getting Lysol wipes and all that stuff, we still have trouble with them up here. Probably down there. It's probably
the stores are vacant here in New York. You don't find alcohol. You don't find bottled water. You find it rarely.
No wipes.
It's like once a week. There's no wipes.
No toilet paper. You might find paper towels, but
yeah.
And now one of the large liquor stores out here closed. It's next to a Stop and Shop. People would go stopping for grocery and then they would go get their liquor for the week or weekend or whatever, or parties. It was closed today. A girl came in the store crying with her boyfriend talking about the liquor store's closed. She was really upset.
This is serious now, man.
She was really, hey, Chris Hope, what's up? She was really, really upset with it.
Hey, Chris.
In the same,
Gary.
Man.
Well, Sam Hayden's out in Arizona, and he's a 911 supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
They had some young gal come in crying because her internet was down on her cell phone, and she wants an investigation to know why.
Okay. See,
Oh
she had to be less than she had to be less than 25 years old.
Yep, she was about 21.
See, I
These
know.
kids nowadays don't know
Contact
how
the
to survive without a phone, man.
I know.
I actually got an email from Verizon saying I only get 2 gigs of data because I don't use it on my phone. And all of a sudden they're like, here's 15 more for the month to use.
That's rigor mortis. That's actually good because they know people are home.
Right.
Somebody at the door?
It's good business.
You know what? It's crazy now.
Oh, me not.
Now they're not suspending any utilities and stuff like that, and internet service through this situation.
Yeah, right. So for those of you who didn't pay your cable bill, you may get by. You may get by a little bit, but
story.
And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking your cell phone bill. They can't cut your cell phone off. Okay.
Everybody's happy
your
now.
Cable TV, nothing's supposed to get shut off.
Somebody said even your rent, they can't kick you out.
Well, I don't know about that because I live in a private house and I got to pay rent this month.
Well,
they just passed the law
for some of that.
They just passed the law for the projects. If you live in the projects and some housing developments,
also with regular, what do you call it, rental and stuff, and that landlords can apply for that.
Really, bro?
For that money, just like business.
We're on the free, Poppy.
What you got there, John?
He got the Bane air mask. It's trying to look like Bane.
Quite intelligent to do.
And you might get mugged for that thing.
Right?
We're on the free. I need a face guard. That's it.
Yeah, it's funny because even with that mask on, they can cough and the spit will get in your eyeball and you're like,
Need a shield, yep.
I have a few full face masks.
Yeah.
That's just in case.
Well, the Darth Vader look is coming back for sure.
Hey, listen, I told
I
a
had
long
to
time
get-
ago when I first started watching The Walking Dead, I had this whole little thing with zombies and stuff. So I used to work for a company that I was able to get those masks. Like I had access to them. So I got I got each member of my family, my kids, my wife, my son, my brother, my mother, my sister-in-law. I got everybody a full face mask, bro, and Tyvek suits in my freaking storage just in case.
Yeah, I had to get the mask for September 11th.
True story, dude.
I had to go in down there when they had when the planes hit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I had to go in the middle of that thick ash.
Now you remember, Herman? You remember about a week after they had started putting the fires out, the fires were starting to dwindle down, right? At one time here in New York after 9/11, maybe it was about a week after, it was still smoldering. And they had put out an ad for people to come down and volunteer to work at 9/11, and they would get a day's pay. So me and everyone I knew went down. There were hundreds of people. And you want to know what?
Y'all crazy.
I'm damn glad they didn't hire me to work.
Y'all crazy.
You know why? Because everyone that went down to the work is
That's
either
sick
died from
or
cancer
dead.
or has COPD like I already freaking have.
Y'all crazy. I wasn't going in there without that full setup that they gave me.
Even with those masks, man.
But
those
you don't
things, those
understand.
filters,
Yeah,
especially how thick the
But
ash
you don't
was, that thing
understand.
was
Guys
no
were
good.
pulling up with trucks. They were pulling up with pickup trucks and saying, "Yo, we're taking 6 guys in, and you can make a day's pay." All right, and I tried. I took the train all the way up there. I stood online for like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. The guy got to like 15 people ahead of me and said, "We're not taking no more people for the rest of the day." I went back up there the very next day, even earlier, still did not get any work there. Okay. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I'd probably be dead now from that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
John, you guys,
Yo.
the ash on the street was like this thick. It looked like cotton.
Yes. I remember.
Anybody that wanted to go in there was foolish.
When you got off of the subway trains, when you got off of the
very
subway
brave.
trains to go there, whatever boots you had, the top of your boot was covered, and you'd see footprints, and you tried to walk in other people's footprints who eventually made a trail to walk in. The ash looked like snow, like someone had shoveled a path in the snow. Yeah.
Yep.
It looked like cotton.
Dude, there was ash this thick miles away from from ground zero.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Right. So, and this here, I need to. Hey, Carpenter Rick, how are you? I need to do some. What are they talking about in the chat? Because you guys, in our area, liquor stores and cannabis stores have been deemed essential.
Yeah, they.
You know why,
over
Brent
here.
Cereals?
Why?
You know why? Because they don't want people losing their minds. They'd rather have you drunk and sedated than running around the street.
Looting and shit.
No,
right?
you have to have the liquor store open
During a time
got
of
people quarantined to their home. They can come out to get groceries and other things like. Man, listen, if the discount store is open, the liquor store should be open.
True.
True story.
It's true.
Right. And then sure, a lot of
I mean, it's a
booze.
it's a small piece of sanity for some people.
Yeah.
It's a small piece.
Not to say that they're alcoholics. I'm just saying that, with being locked down like that.
My nephew actually dropped me off a 12-pack of Heineken this morning. And
You got 2 left.
I got like 8 12-packs in the garage.
Listen, you do what you got to do. Stay safe. Whether you have COPD like me, asthma, anything, you don't. There are people that are perfectly healthy that are just dropping. Yesterday, New York City had their 3rd police officer. This morning, I think it was 4,100 police officers called out sick.
Jeez.
And we're not to mention a hospital. What hospital was on the news? Did you guys see, John or Herman?
It was Brooklyn Hospital.
The hospital where they were protesting in front because they have no more gowns. People are wearing
the same mask for
bandanas
weeks
and
at a
garbage bags.
time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Pete, the nurses and them were
Yeah.
starting to wear bandanas. And one girl, she was a little big, but they told her they didn't have a mask in her size. And she's one of the girls that runs the medicine and the medicine in the needles. She runs it from the pharmacy because they have computers now. You dial in what medicine you
Yeah,
want. The
yeah.
computer mixes it there or whatever, or prepares a needle, whatever. She runs that medicine into the infected area. And she said, I hope you don't expect me to run medicine in there with no mask.
Word. Dude, they're
Paul, what are you
using the mask.
shopping?
There was this one lady that was using the mask over and over and actually Purelling the mask and letting it dry so that she could
Well,
reuse it again the next day.
there is something that doctors are reporting, and I probably should fact check this before saying it, but they're saying that if you have peroxide, um, um, plain regular peroxide, clear, if you put it in a spray bottle, some doctors are saying if you spray the inside of your mask, it has to be in almost like a vapor form, like a mist. So when it dries, the aroma or gases that it gives off, it's supposed to clean it. I don't know how true. I'm about to do it right now.
Peroxide is a mild bleach.
My niece works in the hospital up here, and she works in the OR, and when the case comes in, you don't know if someone has it or not, and she gets one mask a day. So
well, what's funny? Okay, Duke. Okay, here it is. It is true. Duke University uses hydrogen, vaporized hydrogen peroxide to clean N95 face masks for reuse. Okay, so if it works on the N95, and to fact check, I'll actually put the link in the chat. So if you want to figure out how to do it, just like I know to make your own hand sanitizer, you need 99%, 90% or higher pure rubbing alcohol and regular aloe, and it's 2 to 3. It's 2 to 1. So if you have 2/3 rubbing alcohol, you put in 1/3 of aloe, and that will make perfect hand sanitizer.
That's what's up.
And I do know that does work. That definitely does work. But that link I put there, supposedly, if you take hydrogen peroxide and you have mask, I only have one more left here, but if you're going to use the mask over, it has to be, and they stress it has to be in a mist form. You can't just wet it. And for some reason, it has to evaporate really.
fibers.
Well, if you wet the mask, it's like back when I was working with that company that I wore mask. If you wet that mask, I mean, the filter is done. That's it. It's done.
It's ruined.
So I guess they're just using it like a mist, so they could just.
That's exactly what they're saying in the ad and stuff like that. So
you can't wet those filters, dude, because you're gonna ruin the mask.
Right. It has to be in an aerosol mist, aerosol spray, or a 100%.
Yep.
Not that one that you just like a water gun.
You just
fucking
douse it. Nah.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
It. You'll be doing the opposite of what you think.
But anyway, what do you guys want to talk about tonight? Because like I said, there's not a whole lot of drone news, especially, but
there's always drone news.
Yes, there is. There is always drone news. There's FPV drone news. Hey, I know what. Hey, Paul uses this.
There's always drone news.
Paul uses this, the global ship tracker.
Yeah,
Marine traffic.
USN Marine traffic. Yes, USN Comfort is supposed to be arriving in New York. Hold on, let me put this so you guys could see it real quick. It's supposed to be arriving in New York. She's right here. This is her right here, USN Comfort, and she is. Where is this? I don't know where that is.
Is that Virginia?
She just left Virginia. Yeah, she just left Virginia. She was here in Norfolk. Hold on, she was in here in Norfolk, and she's here now. She's supposed to be arriving in New York City. She's supposed to be arriving in New York City sometime around 8:47, which means she'll be outside the Verrazano Bridge. And once again, John, if you want to do a disclaimer, she'll be outside the Verrazano Bridge probably around 6 or 7 a.m. before she comes in. Now, what's that disclaimer you were saying, John? What are you not to do?
Please do not get too close to this ship. It is not a regular cruise ship. It is not a regular tugboat. It's not one of those container ships that you see that you like to do orbits around, get super close to and get beautiful, great shots from super close. Do not do that.
It's a
Please.
military
Me,
ship.
myself, will not be even doing that. And I do the craziest crap ever. I will not be playing myself and get too close. I'm gonna stay my distance, take my shot, and get out. Get in and get out. Don't hang around the ship. Don't get too crazy. Do what you gotta do if you want to do it. If not, stay your ass home. Don't get too close to the ship, please. It's a military ship. You don't want to get too close.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it.
Hey, is Mia in or out? Okay.
You don't know if your dog is in or out? Or Mia. She's probably outside shivering, holding her belly, hungry. But you don't know where your dog is, man? What's up?
Yo,
But
Lawrence,
she,
like I
she
was
gets
telling
over
you
on the
before,
couch behind. I can't see her.
What'd you say, Herman?
Dog be hiding from Paul.
Now, but I'd be hiding from him after seeing some of the shit he ate too. Come on. If you listen, if you offer a dog, now dogs almost eat everything, but if you offer a dog something and they back away,
Well, there's a problem somewhere.
something's definitely wrong. So, Mike, have you been flying up there? How's the weather been up there?
Pretty decent. It's been you know, we don't have any snow on the ground at all right now, and but it's still, you know, drizzly and wet and that kind of thing. So
yeah, we've had rain all day today. It's been raining up there all day.
No, but it's coming off.
I'm letting you know it's coming right now.
About 6
I'm
feet
pushing
on.
it up there. I'm pushing
On
it
and
up
off
there.
today, on and off yesterday was horrible too, man.
Yeah, but tomorrow's gonna be
Such
nice.
a
So you know
crappy
what's
day
up,
to
right?
fly.
You know what's up with tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get the ship first, and then we out somewhere. No.
Y'all gonna get the ship.
Don't
I'm
get
not leaving my town.
Oh, true story. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Dude, if I had that bubble like the boy in the bubble had, maybe I could roll it on the water.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get you. I'm gonna get you the Missy Elliott
fat suit.
bubble. You know that I can't stand the rain.
He's stupid.
You know the bubbles that people bump into each other with it's like a game.
That's what me and Paul was just talking about. The big circles that you just go in the middle and you just start running into people. My God, do you know if everybody in this world would have one of those little bubbles for any little frustration, road rage? Oh yeah, I'm gonna get my bubble. Be right back. I'll be right back. Let everybody get their bubbles and go at it, bro.
Here you go, John. Here you go. Here's
John, that's why I advocate for making the cars out of Nerf.
True story. There you go.
Here's the bubble suit.
Super duper fly.
You could call that a Corona suit.
Yeah, boy, that's it. Corona-free antivirus suit.
Didn't the cops in New York back in the 70s used to wear like almost like garbage bags directing traffic?
Oh hell yeah, the highway patrol. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
They look like YMCA guys. The YMCA guys.
Well, all I know is it's 5:45. At 6 o'clock, we'll do a drop. Hopefully, we get through the hour. You working tonight, John?
No, sir.
You don't work tonight,
out, bro.
so
my back is shot, dude. That's why I told you make a liftoff game before my daughter comes and gets her computer, and we get together and we'll fly some FPV.
Listen, put the couch up against the door and be very quiet.
True story. I'm just gonna tell her, listen, Josh, we have to go to the doctors. I think I got COVID-19, so we won't be back home for about another 2 days. So stay upstairs. She'll stay her ass upstairs. She'll leave me alone.
Messed up, man.
You can't get the computer back because I have the virus, Josh. It's
I
on the
coughed on
computer.
No. I made a mistake and coughed on the screen.
I sneezed and there was every boogers on the screen. I had to clean it. Yeah. Can't take it back.
Now the hospital has to decontaminate it with me.
The CDC came to the house and took it.
That's messed up.
They said 2319.
He said, Al Diaz says you guys keep dropping out and coming back. I don't know. Maybe that's the signal. It's Sunday night. Everybody, hey, Joe Mack from Ireland, Dublin, Ireland. How are you, mate? You know what the deal is? Sunday is the busiest day of the week on the internet because people are just home. But since every day has been Sunday, the internet is suffering. YouTube even cut down their bandwidth, which means videos are uploading slower. Your videos are loading a lot slower and stuff like that because they didn't expect the entire world to be on YouTube. They had no idea that was going to happen. YouTube, I mentioned this on Wednesday nights with those guys. YouTube was designed so while half the world, or at least a quarter of the world was asleep, 3/4 of the rest of the world could be on YouTube, and it would cycle around the world like that. As it gets dark, and the same thing with Zoom. Zoom never thought that they would have so many people.
It's not that they're designed that way. It's just that nothing is always and all the time. So no one ever makes anything for always and all the time.
Right.
I'm glad you're doing good, Joe Mack. Seriously, I hope everybody where you are, or you're being safe, you're staying in, you're washing your hands, you're wiping down doorknobs, toilet seats, everything.
Doing the whole thing.
My nephew, you and the man, we doomed for life.
My nephew wanted to come over, and usually he comes over and we have a few drinks and hang out. And I'm like, sorry, dude, you can't come in. And we had my wife and I had a mutual friend come by, and he was ready to come in. And I was like, no. He
stay at the screen door.
He backed up the stairs, and I came out behind him and said, back up. Sorry, but we cannot let anyone into our house.
Yeah, you got to stay in the screen door, papito. Say hi to me.
Not even. No, I closed the screen. I didn't even put the screen in. The glass is there. I closed the door. What's up, Abel? Yeah, I saw you. I saw you. I saw your belly.
Say what's up.
I saw what's up. Say hi. You heard John? I saw his belly. Yeah. No, I didn't. I really saw his hair.
What's the matter, puppy? What do you want? Talk to me. What's the matter?
Well, yeah, Lawrence.
Why is he
hiding? No. What?
UPS is back in the news.
What happened?
Give me your hands.
Well, UPS, they partnered up with Matternet for their with that first.
Oh yes. First, I know what story you're talking about.
Airline, drone airline in the United States to be approved for flight delivery. Well, UPS is back now, and they partnered up with Wingcopter.
Yes.
Now, Wingcopter is known for their VTOL, the vertical takeoff drone that takes off like a quadcopter and it flies just like a wing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Well, anyhow, they've teamed up with them, and they happen to have a nice little drone that flies.
I'm searching for it now.
Carries up to 13 pounds.
Damn.
And can fly up to 75 miles. And it can fly at a speed of up to about 150 miles per hour. It has,
and John,
what's the battery life?
It has a speed record.
Yes.
Of up to 150 miles per hour.
Now, John, check this out. Check this out, John. I have footage of it, but the pilot can fly it like an FPV drone. He can do loops, he can do flips, he can do rolls with it. And like Herman said, right now has the speed record for winged devices.
Okay. Wow.
I know. I'm only going to show it very quickly. I'm only going to show it very quickly, only because copyright stuff. I'm just trying to find the right video. So just give me a minute.
Lower that, puppy.
And Herman, do you by chance have any specs on it?
What happened?
Do you by chance have any?
That it can carry up to 13 pounds. It travels up to 75 miles, and it can go as fast as 150 miles per hour.
Yeah.
No, other than that,
awesome,
no. What I will say is that UPS, like I said before, they were operating with Matternet down at Wake Med Hospital in North Carolina. That was the first time that UPS entered into the.
Okay, I found the part of the clip. I had found the clip. What it is everybody's showing it, something new come out. They take the video and put it on their channel. They try and get credit and try and get BS credit for it. So I had to speed past. They were showing where they were actually testing it in Africa and different places. So you guys can see the screen, right?
Yep.
Okay, but this is it. Well, in a few seconds, this is it right here. It looks really, really sexy.
Oh wow.
And it takes off
Oh, look at
vertically.
that.
And the pilot that flies it is a former FPV pilot. Okay, I
Oh,
gotta
that's
get that
dope.
off of there. But the cool thing about it is they showed this thing doing loops. They showed him flying an FPV track that they built for it. And he was doing maneuvers around around an actual oval racetrack, but he was flying under the bleachers. I'm trying to find that actual video, which
How's it
was
going to
So
deliver the
basically-
package though?
So
The package
basically,
looks
what
like a
it's
bomb.
what it's going to do is it does centrifusion of the blood sample on the way to
right.
on the way to the to the delivery for the use.
I have a better one. I have a better video. It's of it taking off.
Shakes it up on the way.
I have a great video right here. You guys might want to see. It's only 22 seconds, so we can show this. It's less than 30 seconds, so we'll be okay. If I stop talking and hit play. But this is how it takes off. Check this out, John.
Props.
Check this out. Now watch the props tilt forward.
Carbon fiber props. There
Yep,
you
carbon fiber. They tilt forward. It can take off like a helicopter and be out. And the back
That's
prop
looking-
stopped though. You see how the back prop
Yeah, but
stopped?
Yeah.
How they taking that
dude.
picture? Wait a minute, that's computer generated image.
Yeah.
That's just an advertisement.
Right.
That's just their, but that's basically how it takes off, et cetera, et cetera. My
That's
thing,
awesome, dude.
my thing is, I would love to own one of those damn things.
What? Or at least let me fly it for a few hours, man.
No, but check it. What's the distance again? 75 miles? You said?
75 miles.
You know, it's a lot less than 75 miles from my house to either one of your houses, John and or
Word up.
Herman.
You'd
Word
never
up.
be able to find
Come over
it.
here and start doing flips around the train and then go back
Listen,
home.
I landed on the roof and tell it after 2 minutes to take off and head home.
You'll be lost. You wouldn't find your way here.
I'd follow the regular streets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Man,
go
if I
down
could send
Fulton
it-
Street and then take Nostrand down, and I know on so and so I won't
You're
see the
already
main street.
lost because you went further back.
Bro, just take the Bell Parkway back, bro. Just
I
fly
know,
the
right?
Bell Parkway goes home.
I know, right? That would have been a lot better.
That's it, dude.
Oh, Al Diaz, John, Big John.
Yeah.
Al Diaz says, "Oh boy, it's Goya."
Oh yeah, I'm going hand right now. Look, check it out, guys. Let me show you real quick. Let me show you real quick what's going on right now. I'm making me some mother effing arroz con habichuela with
Okay.
some mother
Rice and
effing chicken
beans.
thighs, some fried chicken thighs. Man, going ham right now. I
Okay,
don't even know.
all right, that's what you do.
Not only women could
Al
cook,
Diaz says
papito.
black or red beans you cooking.
I'm cooking.
He's using pink beans.
papito.
You
Pink
got
beans.
both colors wrong. He's using pink.
100% Law. Pink.
All right, it's 5:54. We're gonna do a drop real quick before you get all greased up, John, and your hands dirty.
Let's do it.
Paul, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those
Those
guys.
and we appreciate you. We appreciate everyone who
I'm gonna
comes.
set
We even
the
appreciate
Scared the shit out of my son.
you scared him?
My
Who,
son.
Abel?
Both of them.
Oh,
You
how
hear
you
it?
scared?
Jeez, Dad.
Yeah, Al Diaz. Yes, I was on this morning. when
Thanks,
you
Global
woke up.
Drone, for coming and hanging out. What happened?
Al Diaz is out on the West Coast, and he says 12
Oh.
o'clock in the morning. Paul Murray's on.
Yeah, don't worry. What's up, Ray?
So, fellas, what's up, bro?
Hey, Ray.
What's up, fellas? John Boy.
Hey, what up,
Oh.
OG? What up, OG?
What up, brother?
Triple OG, triple O.
You're right.
What's up?
Paul needs somebody to hang out with him at 3 o'clock in the morning when he
Yeah,
does
man.
live stream.
Well, my dog will be up. You can talk to him. Now, he on lookout for anybody trying to come over that gate.
You know what, John?
Focus.
On the nights that you got to work, John, you could probably be on Paul Murray's show because Yo, I got up.
He's up at like 4 in the morning, right?
No lie, I got up this morning at about 3:05, 3:10. Go to the bathroom. You know how you look at your phone to see what time it is?
Yeah,
It say
yeah,
Paul Murray's live. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh hell no.
Paul, was anybody
Can't
watching?
be.
Did you have an audience?
Yeah, I had one person came in and and left me a kind little note that said, got up to go to the bathroom, and I'm going back to bed. Have fun.
Hey, at least you got that. Some people are not even up at that
So what
time.
were you doing? Editing video or something?
Yeah, I was working on some videos because I couldn't sleep. My back was
So
killing me.
now this is where you take Zoom and you share the screen. Because
Well,
if
I did. I had it actually was on here, and I was doing a tutorial about how I do my ship videos.
Okay, all right.
No, but
damn,
nobody
Paul,
was watching. But
Paul,
yeah, I did
Paul,
it.
people are just going to
Don't worry
bed
about
at
it,
3
dude.
sometimes.
Paul, I be on my Facebook Live all the time by myself, talking by myself, laughing at myself, dude. It's okay. You're not crazy.
Well, if you ask Herman, I am.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest, Paul. That's too damn early.
I hear it.
I can't say it
3 in
no
the
other way.
morning.
Paul, you know
That's the afternoon for me. That's the
I got
afternoon for
mad
me.
love for you. Hey, Capturing Life Connection. I have mad love for you, Paul. Seriously, that's too
Guys,
damn early.
Actually, that's actually late.
3?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is late.
Well, you go to bed at 8 or 9 o'clock, don't you, Lawrence?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Anywhere from 9 to about 11, depending if I
You gotta be in school.
If I gotta get up, if I gotta be out of the house at 6, I'll go to bed at 9
in the morning.
Because if I gotta be out of the house at 6, that means I'm gonna get up about 3:34. In fact, I don't wake up at no time. Why am I telling you? So you can get damn invite?
He got to get up to wake up the
I'll keep
rooster.
putting you on the list for late night, Lawrence.
Yeah, he's writing it down. See,
I got it written down right here.
Lawrence wakes up the rooster.
Yeah.
What's up, Ray?
6 o'clock in the morning, your time, Paul, over in Europe, maybe they're up, you know?
Yeah.
So they could watch.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but
there's a 6-hour difference.
Lawrence gets up a half hour after you went live.
Yeah. That's why he was in the bathroom. He doesn't want to tell you, but
no, man. Ray, what's up? How's life in your side of the world?
Yeah, everybody's safe for the most part, you know.
That's
couple
good.
Of people with the thing there, but they'll be fine, you know. They'll be fine.
Now, Ray, do you still have to go in and supervise the harbor and everything?
Yeah, we got a big job tomorrow. We had a backup in the building that backed up that whole building where we go fly on the roof at Herman and Lawrence.
Yeah.
So we got to change like 3 lengths, 20-foot, 4-inch cast iron no hub pipe, man. Got a real bad backup over there. It's all started developing after Hurricane Sandy. You know, we had everything pitched. You know, that water set and read up for so long. Over the course of time, things just shifted. The pipe just had a belly in it and another belly in it. So of course, all this backup. So
okay,
that's what we're doing tomorrow, man. So, but then I got a bunch of essential companies down there that, you know, if I lock them out, you know, like the hospital people, Columbia Presbyterian, they got warehouses there. They need to be back and forth. So, you know, it's all good. I stay in my office with my door locked, my mask on, and
don't come through the door. You're getting tased.
Man, I got a bullhorn outside. Step back. Protected by Viper.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah, remember that old Invisibeam? Yeah. Protected by Viper. Step back. You know, gotta find some fun in this whole thing, man. You can't let it take you down, man, because all these stories, everybody, you know, they ain't telling you too much about the good. It's all the bad, because there's a lot of good that's happening. And people are really kicking this thing, you know, staying home and doing the right thing. People fighting it, you know. It's all about your spirits, you know, and the will of God, man. That's all we have right now, you know. Other than that, you know, we lost, man. So
yeah, but that first day was crazy with people in the park playing basketball.
Yeah, that's why they took all the rims down in Red Hook and all the other parks that I have tournaments with, you know, in the summertime. You know, they took them all down, and I helped them, you know, get them down, man.
Yeah, they took the rims down up here too.
Yeah, take them down.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
but it had to get to that point though, and that's what's sad about it.
because that's the only way you're gonna beat it. You quarantine
But
the people.
the parents weren't telling these kids not to go out there and play. The parents were
Because you
trying
know
to get
why?
them out their hair.
The parents was forced to go to work, bro. They had no other choice after these parents. They until they company got the mandated order, like pause, then that's when they're home. But after being at home for 2 weeks with some of these baby kids, it ain't fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And go outside. I don't care. Go outside. Get the Rona, get the Jonah, get the Homer, whatever. Just get it. Get out. But
Yeah,
people
that's true.
it's just people like, we're human, man. And a lot of people took it for granted and took it as a joke. But as you start seeing it affecting people around you or somebody that you know that knows somebody, then it starts sinking into people. But but New York City with the #1 cases,
Right.
like,
I was saying that earlier, that it's until it hits home,
yeah.
Then people start taking it serious,
Right.
and unfortunately in New York, you got to show people. You can't just say back up. I'm gonna bust you in the head. Someone's gonna stand there and stick their head out.
But that's all over now. That wasn't in New York. That's everywhere. Everybody just, when they had that first couple of nice days after being in, people probably stayed in for the 2 weeks. But after that first nice day on that Monday, people was like, yo, you got people out there jogging, mouth wide open.
Jogging in groups.
Yeah, it's, but again, a lot of people had this thing back in December. A lot of people I know had it back in December, just didn't know what it was. Flu don't last no 2-3 weeks, bro.
Yep.
So some people had it, got better, got sick again, and just couldn't get rid of it. And no, I guarantee you, the people that had it, their butts was in the house. They couldn't get around, so they was able to, to fight it. Just gotta try, man.
Yeah, because you can't go to a hospital, because you go to a hospital, they're sending you home.
Like my cousin, man, we looking after him now. He does sanitation worker. He came out with it, went to the hospital. They refuse him. It's nothing that, go back home. Like, and it's sad, these are essential workers for the city, and they're being turned away, and you got to take this like, they depending on these guys more than they're depending on us.
Well, look at what they're doing with the buses now. To get on the city bus, you get on in the back.
Yeah.
And basically most of the lines are pretty much free because the bus driver don't want you coming up in the front by him.
Yeah, but they got their petition in the bus. They got their big
they do.
But
still, I don't care, man.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You got a mask and a shield and your gloves, you good. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, true. That's
Seriously.
true.
And they all driving with masks and gloves and the shield. They good. That was in the beginning. They coming through the front down. They're not all coming through the back.
Al Diaz says he had to check the UPS driver. He tried to hand me my package. I had to tell him to drop it where he stood. Couldn't believe it. Can't fault him though. Well, think about it.
He thought he was being nice.
Yeah, one bad thing for me is that that my mom, she out there, in the P's, and I can't see her, and she's sad as ever, man. That's making me sad. You know what I mean? Because I try to let her know, listen, you got everything in the world you need. You good. You just gotta give me some time. I'll get over there.
Right.
Right now, it's not that important though. So we talk, on the phone, and I'm gonna send her the phone tomorrow for the FaceTime thing. Just chill out, because I can't have her getting all messed up, or she's messed up. I'm effed up.
True story.
Yeah, gotta tell her that just pump your brakes, pay your respects. This is bigger than anything, bro. This is bigger than anything anybody could imagine. There's so many variations of this where it's hard, bro. It's hard.
True story.
They thought Hurricane Sandy was something that was huge.
This is a great thing to have.
Different.
This is a great thing to buy for a parent, because it
I
allows
see it has the camera on it. Yeah.
FaceTime with them.
Yeah.
That's the Google Home, right?
Yep.
No, the
Google Play or whatever.
Google Play. Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, Curtis?
All my grandkids, my niece and nephew, they all have an iPhone. So that FaceTime with my mom and a group FaceTime, that's perfect.
Everything right there.
Yeah, that's all she needs.
Yo, Chef Boy
That's what's
on
up.
beat.
Yo,
What you cooking there?
I'm making some arroz con habichuela.
Fried.
I'm making some
rice and beans.
Rice mixed up with beans.
They've done already.
And I'm gonna fry me some chicken thighs. I got some corn on the cob in the freezer.
and you're good to go.
And we good money.
What's
papi.
up, Curtis?
This is where I
Curtis
get all
says
this
Curtis
from.
says he's delivering medical oxygen to hospital tents, but he's listening.
That's what's up, man.
What's good?
Okay.
Hey, get him in here.
You working at overtime, Curtis?
Get Rojo in here. Yeah, I hope
Hey,
it's
Robert.
overtime, Curtis.
Yeah, Curtis is off usually on the weekend. He's working at overtime.
Hey, get that money while you can.
True story.
Because just like here in New York, you don't be surprised if they decide to shut it down for a couple
Curtis
of days.
be considered as an essential worker though?
But he said he is, yeah.
Curtis,
yeah, because he's delivering oxygen.
Yeah.
Well, he
100%,
the gas, but that he would be an essential worker.
Because the hospitals need that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Ooh, sorry.
And here's the drone talk of New York, and nobody wants to open the can of worms, but I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
There's a lot of MFers flying in Manhattan.
Oh, there it is.
There's a lot of people flying in Manhattan. There's no police. There's no police. There's no Homeland Security. I mean, they're around, but they're not around. No, they're around, but they're not around as much.
Yeah, and if they flying to targets. They're not pushing right up there because they got them boys is around.
Right, but I've been seeing a lot of stuff on Facebook.
Yeah,
people flying in Manhattan.
Yeah.
I don't think that the FAA or Manhattan, this island of Manhattan,
everything is being recorded. Everything is being recorded. Believe me when I tell you.
Yes.
If you think you're up there and they don't know about it, everything is being recorded.
Guys, I saw, Drone Fanatic, right? He's famous for flying over Manhattan, but I happen to find out that he is a 107 pilot. People are abusing those 107 licenses like a mother. And if you get caught by the FAA, well, the FAA is not going to catch you, but if you get caught by Homeland Security, I hope they take your shit.
First of all, you got to have documentation that you're out there in that Pacific area. You have
and
to get
you
a
have
waiver.
Waivers to fly. If
Waivers
you don't have
for that
waivers to
area.
fly
You
in that
just
area,
can't say, "Oh, I'm 107. I can fly anywhere." Hell no.
Justin's at work.
Now let me ask you guys this: when that medical ship comes in later on,
don't try it.
You're flying around that thing, and
that is Homeland Security on the water.
Military ship.
Boy, no.
I'm going for the ship first of all. I'm gonna play my position like I already said earlier today. I'm not gonna get close to the ship. I'm gonna play my distance. I'm not getting super close to that ship.
Yeah. First of all, it was here 2 years ago, and anybody who was flying last 2 years ago, they should have gotten it, like I've gotten it, and it wasn't even on no emergency. They were just here for Fleet Week. You know what I mean? That's why
I missed that one. I never even seen that one.
They was here for Fleet Week 2 years in a row.
Damn, dude.
And they came right past where I'm at. That's how, and you stay mile away and get your shot.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
Cavity check.
Yeah.
Hey,
Good
Robert,
evening,
how
gentlemen.
you doing?
So, Rob.
How are you, Robert?
guys?
What's up, Rob?
Hey, Robert.
How you doing,
good.
man?
Hey, Robert, have you had to go back to the base at all, or is it just shut down?
No, they're only having essential people on base. It's like mostly the senior NCOs. That's the only ones that are on base.
There isn't any flight training going on or anything? Or...
Well, Madison's still flying. The pilots still have to stay current. They have to fly so many hours a month to stay current. So they're still flying. So only essential people on base. And like I said this morning, I can work from home. So
Robert gets all the phone calls from everybody in the area that doesn't like to hear the jets fly over.
I don't like the sound of freedom.
Listen,
You tell them.
to be honest, those things should not be flying over. Hey, what's up, Mark? Those things should not be flying over residential, but it's kind of hard not to.
Well, yeah, especially when they live right next to the base.
Right. That's my point exactly. There's so many homes next to runways.
Usually like military houses.
What happened?
The people that live next to the bases, like where the bases are, isn't that usually like military houses?
Rob?
Some.
Not
Some, yeah, but
not all.
Where I'm at, it's an air guard base, so we don't have any.
And it's rural
have
area
any-
too, for the most part, isn't it, Robert?
Yeah, it's all farmland pretty much around here.
Oh wow.
I mean, we've got a range here, an aircraft range that's like 20 miles north of the base. And that's a huge place where they can do strafing runs and drop bombs.
Like the test areas.
Yeah, bombing range.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, up here when they put the airport in out in the suburbs, they paid all the people around it to put, soundproof their houses and stuff, and they gave that, but they just have to listen to planes taking off.
Yeah.
But our airports aren't anywhere near as busy as you guys' airports.
I used to live next to JFK, man. I used to love watching the damn airplanes
Dude,
go in and out.
I still live in there. I live in one of their flight paths.
I love it, dude.
Fortunately, I don't live. They don't have the Concorde anymore because the actual longest runway in JFK is in the direction that I live in. And when that thing used to take off down the runway,
my God, super
rumble
so.
was just
Thing was loud.
And then after it would hit supersonic over the land, over the water, you would hear a thunder. It would disappear. You would hear no sound of the plane. Then shortly after, you would hear a low thunder.
Well, back in his younger years, Robert used to work on the SR-71 Blackbirds.
Oh,
hell, that must have been fun.
Long ago and far away.
Darn, you would hear the Concorde from down on the what do you call it, on the airport grounds.
What? Not even a joke.
I couldn't even imagine because I lived 3 miles from the airport, and 3 miles away that thing was loud.
It was still hell yeah.
Regular airplane is loud right there on the airport runway.
Yeah, that's true. But it could only use that particular runway to land on, the longest one at JFK. And then they did some modifications to the engines, and then it was finally able to land on shorter runways. But when it first came out, they had to use that one long runway.
Yeah, because those things are super fast.
But coming in was very pretty though, because you would see it like this, and then so the pilots you would see the nose bend down, like
tilt down, and the nose would
come down. Yeah,
so badass.
Those were great. I wish I was in the photography back then, because many times I would say, "Oh, we would stop playing and count the seconds it would take to watch the nose bend down.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna bend now. Watch. Everyone would stop playing ball in the parks, and you'd see the nose bend like this, and then it would just come in like a bird. It's a very pretty bird, though.
Yeah.
Very, very pretty plane. I'm just mad they didn't come up with a subsonic one. If you guys are into that high tech stuff. They have a few. What are you doing, John?
No, it's
what is that, John? They're having fun.
That plane had a very good success rate too.
Yes, it did.
Why did they shut it down anyways?
Decommission. It was too old. It was too old.
And once they had that one ingest its own
blow up, take off.
It blow up.
Yes.
Yeah, that kind of shook them.
That pushed it
that
over.
kind of shook them up too. You know, it's like
it's
like JetBlue now. JetBlue used to be
newer ones.
Yeah, you know, if JetBlue has an accident, they go down, they close the company down, they sell the planes to someone else, and they become John's Airline.
Big John's Airline. We'll take you anywhere.
Well, you lease them for the first 10
I can see now,
years.
Papito Airline.
There it is.
You lease the planes, Lawrence.
What's that, Herman?
Just lease the planes.
Oh, shoot.
So when it falls apart, you just bounce.
That's funny.
Leave the planes and bounce with all the register receipts.
That's messed up.
Man, a lot of these airplanes are old.
Yeah,
most of them are.
It's like the trucks and everything on the road.
Yeah.
If you see some of those tractor trailers going down the road, dude, first of all, if you have a tractor trailer and it has a nose on the cab, if the cab has a nose on it, it's old. Most tractor trailers are flat nose, right? If it has a nose on the front, it's older than 20 years old. I can tell you.
All the Freightliners got a flat nose, and the new Volvos, they all got flat noses.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
But a lot of companies have those old ones, and they just They're keeping them pumping, just like the military with them planes. You think all them B-52s and you think them things like 1,000
they've been around since the 50s.
Yeah, 1,000 years old.
You would be surprised if some of them trucks is in better condition than some cars.
John, you just reminded me. I forgot to get adobo, man.
And they don't have all those regulations either with this emission
I'm so
thing.
pissed.
Just
I
what it
forgot
is.
to get it. But you're right about that. But some of that older
stuff.
stuff.
John, he made a mistake. He can talk about the Sasson.
No, I got the Sasson. I got the Sasson.
That adobo ain't nothing.
You need both, papito. Sazón and adobo y jamón también, papá.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. For sure, man.
John is definitely on a roll there.
Oh, John needs to have his own cooking show.
Yeah.
That's what John needs.
Check this out.
The only word I understood was main.
Beans
and rice.
Mike said main.
Beans and rice.
Ay, Dios santo, papá. It's pretty cooking good, papito.
Al Diaz, don't forget the sofrito.
Yeah, oh, there you go.
I make my own sofrito, dogs.
That's true. If you
boy, I ain't got nothing on me, papi.
I think John's been dipping in.
Oh
no, John's naturally like that.
All right.
Sorry. This is all natural, dude.
He wake up out of bed like
this
that.
This is a sober me. This is a sober me.
He definitely ain't dipping in the cup though.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Rob, that'll sterilize your mouth, man.
Yeah. That keeps the COVID away.
Yeah.
There you go. I tell you.
You want to know what? It's funny because usually before the live stream, I run down the block to the liquor store and I get a little something for nightcap after I eat dinner and unwind, and I'm sitting on the couch. I want to play some Xbox, and I thought about it. You know, I looked at the time. I was like, oh no, I got to get down the block because everything closed at 8:00. So the live stream's over at 7, so I can guarantee you by 7:10, I'm gonna be like, yo,
you out.
Yeah. I don't know what the rest of you guys gonna do, but I'm ready. I'm ready to hunker down this week in the house. I seriously have to because there were too many people out there coughing, man. I swear, you hear somebody cough, it's like, you know.
Yeah, you got about 30
fighting words.
And probably 30 to 40% of them are dealing with allergies, bro.
And you know it's right. And it's allergy season too. Now me, I have a natural cough. I take medicine to cough the mucus out of my lungs.
Everybody cough.
Pneumonia.
Everybody got a cough all day long, here and there, a couple of hours here. Everybody clearing their throat. Just to even have a conversation, you're clearing your throat. It's not like
excuse me, sir.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be sounding like talking to somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, exactly. So you do one of them joints, and people like,
yeah.
Night Train says they promise his is a smoker's cough.
Booyah! Booyah! Night Train, yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You see John, right? He can't help himself.
Exactly.
Hey John, you need to be on at 3:00 in the morning. You can light it up.
See,
right.
I'm up anyway at 3 in the morning, dude.
Yeah, just start doing live stream.
He's usually working at that time, so I don't think his boss would appreciate him live streaming, even though he has done it
several times.
I know what the console of his desk looks like. More than, okay.
You can go live with Paul and Paul starts up.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, has anybody seen our friend Tuan Saigon at all?
Listen, Tuan was missing for a while.
He was MIA.
But he came back.
He was MIA. He just posted a picture on Facebook. He went live 2 days ago. You want to know what? Unfortunately, no one went to go check out the live, but he has resurfaced. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. All I can say is
busy.
The less I know,
trying to buy a house, man.
The less I have to
tell. Exactly.
Yep. I hear you.
You know, unfortunately, people come in and out of our lives that we have no control of.
Yep.
You know, so that's how I look at things.
Okay.
You know, like crazy ass John. If everybody's got to know it, everyone's got to know a Big John.
So
you know, At first, he's got the gloves on. He goes, "Okay, cavity search," and then he brings the grippers out. John, what are you doing, man?
What are you doing?
I'm gonna remove this hemorrhoid right here. And,
So when I go in through the shaft, I'm gonna make a left
Oh, oh!
Use the tongs, you pull and lance.
Pull and lance.
Yeah. Pull.
I tell you, boy.
We
Well,
got your rain now, Lawrence.
What happened?
We got your rain now.
I told you it was coming.
It's pouring out right now.
I told you we pushed it up north, up there where you and Centroid are.
Yeah,
and
we've had
tomorrow
enough
we're
of
gonna
it
have a
over
great
here.
day because I know Thursday and Friday it's gonna be high 50s, almost 60, and tomorrow it's supposed to be pretty decent. The problem is I'm not leaving my town. No, dead ass. And
I know.
you want to know how much I'm practicing social distancing? If you're walking on the side of the street as me and you don't walk into the street, I'll do it for you. And I'll walk around.
yeah,
Plain and simple.
Lawrence tells everybody get the hell off his
Wait a
side
minute.
of the street.
It's not supposed to rain tomorrow, is it?
I don't think so.
It's showing. This is what it's showing me now. Hold on. I got live AccuWeather map there. The same one that the news people look at.
That don't work. Yeah.
Well, it shows you the immediate weather.
Go to Kitty Hawk.
Kitty Hawk.
Yo, Ray's a ride or die Kitty Hawk, bro. I tell you, man.
I tell you,
the reason why I got it was because of him.
I think I put everybody on the Kitty Hawk back in the day, 5 boroughs, and Lychee.
Literally, yeah. I never got on that one though.
I'm afraid to mess.
You gotta pay for that one. I don't want to pay for that one.
I know that's what I fly with. That app is crazy. Really,
Lychee app.
All you gotta do is make sure your DJI Go 4 app is disconnected. You're fine. The problem people have when you can't have both apps running at the same time. You know, because now it's always looking for DJI Go 4 signal, always looking for their controller and their settings. So sometimes you'll lose it. But now I haven't had any problems, and I've been flying that thing for 4 years.
Woo.
You've been using Lychee 4 years?
Yeah, since it's been out.
Damn,
Yeah, I got my first bird.
Yeah, Mike, I'm looking at it now. From what it looks like, all the rain is up there by. No, it should be past you. You're just getting a brief shower.
Man, you know, I don't know. I don't think
that's good, boy. Woo!
But right now it's raining. You know,
right,
those things are always a few minutes behind.
It's dry here, so it worked. I pushed it up north.
Thank you.
Because and it supposedly it says here that it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I don't believe it because
I've had enough of the rain.
I didn't hear nothing about no rain on the news last night and this morning about raining tomorrow. But you never know. I doubt.
I'm sure Liftoff has been very busy last couple of days.
Night Train said it rained all day there too. That's what it did here today, off and on. Actually, it didn't even rain. It was a mist.
Rain tomorrow.
It was mist. It was nasty ass mist.
20% chance, then it's not going to rain.
Yeah, we good.
We good. And I have some new settings I want to try out on my FPV drone. And,
yeah, baby.
And John.
Yo.
I got her butter smooth now.
You lifted up the dead man?
More than that.
And the throttle expo?
More than that. I'll talk with you. I can actually do a full speed run and flip and hang for about 2.5 seconds before I gotta flip it back.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I know what you did already. I
don't know. Careful, Lawrence. Once you start trash talking, that's when things go bad, man.
I'm just letting them know. I'm just letting them know.
Every
ground.
Check this out.
Hey, Herman, every time he doesn't do something very well, Herman kind of chuckles, says, "Yep, you just keep going there. You just keep going."
Keep on going.
Listen, if you're not crashing, you're not flying.
No, if you're crashing, you're not flying.
That's a fact.
If you're not crashing,
what's up, Phantom Hodges? He's 90-kilometer gust. I don't know what that is. 45-mile-per-hour winds. It was
Hey, Lawrence,
41
I'm
earlier
almost up at
today,
5
Phantom
months,
Hodges. The wind was blowing. Let's see what it's
Yeah,
at
it was
now.
windy up here too.
Earlier, all right. It's actually 11 miles per hour gusting to 22 at 250 feet. A KP index of 2.
That's what I was worried about. The KP, you want to keep that down, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
2 or
satellite,
below.
yeah.
If it says 3,
Nasty
I don't go
outside.
up in the air.
Yeah, and then your visibility, you still want that 10-mile, you know.
Listen, if it's 3, I don't go up in the air. I made that mistake one time and then never again.
You'll be waiting for satellites for a minute if you get 3 or more KP.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, Ray. I actually took longer to get satellites, and then when I thought if you take off and go a little higher, it took the same time.
It's thicker. It's thicker that way because now you're approaching it. That's why you just gotta 10 or more, man. I don't fly unless I get 10 or 12 satellites. I don't care.
10 or more satellites, 100% 10 or more.
I don't play with no 9 and no 8, none of that.
Nope. 10 or more, papito. And I will stay my ass right there until I get 10 satellites.
Exactly, yeah. That's like I said, your home point is recorded, you know you're good.
Yep. That was when you take off and you're not locked onto anything is when you start getting problems.
Right.
Your drone starts to fly funny. It starts pulling to the side.
Mm-hmm.
What do you fly, John?
I fly. I had a Mavic Pro 1, the Mavic 2 Pro. I had the Mavic Zoom. I had the Evo. I had the Mavic Air, the Spark.
And Mike Roach, every time he landed that Spark, it was going because he smoked them batteries.
But you know what? I always ended up with my drones right back to me, papito. None of my drones ever
did, but the battery was going.
Hell yeah!
Kind of like a Philly Mike battery.
I flew my Mavic Air.
He's the New York version of Philly Drone Life.
Dude, let me tell you something. 1,400 feet on 0%, papito, and my little Mavic Air came right back to me. As soon as she came to me, I said, and fell right down. 1,400 feet on 0? Are you crazy?
Wow.
That's why the battery be huffing and puffing when he lands.
Yeah. I thought definitely.
I think I've only been down to like 8%, my lowest ever. I'm real conservative with
it. I didn't mean to do it, but it happens.
Yes, you did.
I did.
Yes, you did. Stop it.
I wanted to see how much she could do, bro. And she did good.
Hey, Mike, Rob, you know what his drones do before he takes off? They
They
go like this.
Hell yeah. They say a little prayer, please, God.
They say a little prayer. They go like this. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go, guys.
This might be it.
Are you cells ready?
But that's okay. You haven't had any mishaps.
No mishaps.
Except the pigeons.
Oh, yeah, and the ducks, those little bastards.
Yeah.
They knocked my damn drone out there. If you guys don't know, stay away from the ducks because they will drop kick your ass. Yo, I swear to God. Yo, I swear to God, bro. I seen the duck go like this with his feet. I fell and I flipped over. It was in slow motion, so I seen all the dirt go. And the drone.
Of course, it's in slow mo.
And the propellers. Pop, 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 pop. And all you see is the dust.
Man, you need your own show.
And you took that duck. Hey, John, you took the duck home and you cooked it up, right?
Now he's lucky I didn't catch him. I told him too. If I catch your ass, you're gonna be stewed tonight, That's it. We would have been having duck soup right now. Pwa, pwa. You guys gotta try this rice. This shit is off the hook.
I'm lucky myself. I started one of those delivery services for food called Freshly. It's one of those subscriptions, and because now there's like restaurants around here just have pizzas, and that's about it.
Yeah, dude.
So luckily I've been getting decent meals delivered.
That sucks, dude. Sorry about that.
Lawrence disappeared.
Therefore, it's very good, papito.
Lawrence just bounced. I guess he went to
I'm here.
run to the kitchen.
I'm here. I stepped away.
He got hungry.
He had to run to the kitchen.
Yeah.
No, I stepped away for a second. That was it.
He forgot to put the sazon in the beans.
No, I was actually choking.
Oh, wow. My bad.
That's what it is. Like I said, there's medication I take. If I don't spit up the phlegm, it becomes an issue. I'm on day 2 of antibiotics, so I have a slight upper respiratory infection. So tomorrow I take the last pill, and then that'll help get all of this out of me.
That's what's up.
But it's a daily ritual, though. But I will tell you one thing. You know how they say, if you could go back in time, what would you do? If I could go back in time, I'd slap the shit out of the first person that offered me a cigarette.
You want a cigarette? Pow! Hell no.
Seriously, man. So
I would do the same thing.
You know, and I mean, seriously, the first person that offered me a cigarette, and then I would have slapped myself for reaching my hand out for it.
Give yourself a good rock.
Because you probably asked for it. You probably asked for the cigarette.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Everybody else was smoking but me. And the dude went, the first time he went like this and handed me a half a cigarette. And me not knowing nothing about smoking, thinking I'm cool with the rest of the guys. We already drinking. And what did they tell you? What's better with a cigarette? Alcohol. Right? They tell you when you're drinking, you have a cigarette, right? I took the half a cigarette and I smoked it. And then the next time we went out, I was like, hey, let me get one of those.
Oh my God.
It was a wrap. What happened, John?
I said, when you said what goes best with a cigarette, I was thinking shit. I'm sorry, guys. My brain
It's all right.
Something else.
I know. I understand.
Listen, big shout out to those guys. Big shout out to Lawrence. Big shout out to Herman. Big shout out to Ray. Big shout out to Paul. Big shout out to Robert. I got 3 new videos on my YouTube channel. Please, guys, go check them out. They're pretty dope. The DJI one I just did. I haven't done DJI videos in a while. I think it came out pretty good. My FPV videos, I just put some music on it and did my thing. Please go check them out. Big shout out to those guys. Woo!
It's time for dinner.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go now. I finish up my dinner. Whenever you finish, let me know so you can start up a damn room and lift up.
I'll send you a text.
Let me know, brother. I'll see you guys later. Peace and grease. Take care. Come here. Stay blessed and fly safe. Please, guys, stay safe. Sanitize yourself. Don't let your kids out. Just lock them in the room somewhere and don't let them out. They're punished for the next couple of weeks. That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
You too.
Later, guys.
John. Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah.
Likewise, brother.
I'll text you, man, later.
Yes, sir.
Stay in, watch Joe Exotic. Have
Yeah.
you heard about that guy?
Huh?
That Netflix show called The Tiger King.
No, I didn't.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it yet, though.
Yeah, I don't have Netflix, but I borrowed somebody's password, and it's I'm halfway through the first thing. I think it's a put on, but it's a story about a gay polygamous tiger keeper who tries to have a woman killed who's an animal rights activist.
Wow.
It's messed up.
That's a lot.
It already though. It's already much.
Then what do you do? Feed her to the lion or what?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fake myself, but they're putting it on like it's real, and everybody believes it. And it's like, no. The guy's got like a 1980s like Joe Dirt mullet. And,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
it's either really crazy or else it's like Spinal Tap or it was just all fake. I can't really tell, but it's funny anyway. But it's way over the top.
You know what? I tried binge watching something with my daughter, and we were watching, and I was reluctant to get into it. So around season one, I was like, it's all right. And see, it just started getting good. So you get into season two. Then I got into it, and we was talking about it and stuff, and we watched the last episode, and it went off, and I was like, so put the next one on. She said that's not out yet, and I was hurt because I was all open, ready to see what was coming out, and it wasn't even out. The season hadn't even started yet. So I refuse to binge watch anything anymore.
Well, a lot of seasons ain't gonna start because these actors
Even
not
though,
working right now. They're not
even
making
though,
any
Ray,
money
you're
right
gonna
now.
find this funny. That Herman was talking about it earlier today. That all the sports channels and on Channel 2 they had the old games on. I watched the Larry Bird basketball game the other night. And it's funny because that's about how long ago I used to be into basketball.
Right.
Just so to see Larry Bird out there, with the high knee socks and
right, short shorts.
it was pretty good to watch.
Yeah,
I was never
Georgetown,
never a
Villanova
fan
game
of the
today.
team, but Larry Bird I did like.
Yeah, a buddy of mine put out a thing on Facebook saying, "No sports on TV. I'm watching the birds outside fight over worms. So far, the Cardinals are beating the Blue Jays by 4-1."
That's cool.
What's up, Mark? What's going on? I see Centroid still there hanging
Hey,
out.
Mark.
I haven't been checking
Gary
out. I've been
from Brant
slacking on the
Ariels is
chat.
there.
What happened, Paul?
Gary from Brant Ariels has been there.
Yeah.
I was slacking tonight. I wasn't paying attention to the chat as much as I used to.
Well, it's hard to when you got John in there. He's so entertaining,
Yeah, I actually went on a sending spur. I just sent invites.
Oh no,
out.
I think it was great you had him. Boy, I tell you what, your show just blew by.
Yeah. That was the idea, but to be honest, I really didn't want to do a live stream tonight because today was really a long day.
Well, okay, so what you want to do is you want to make it a twofer. I'll see you at 3 in the morning then.
Paul, don't get cursed out.
Well, Herman says if you will, he will.
No, he won't.
No.
I said, no, he won't.
No, check this out. You must really want me knocking on your door at 3 in the morning with my luggage. I'm telling you, because that's what's going to happen. You're going to get a knock on your door at 3 in the morning, and you're going to be, who's that? I'm going to be, it's Lawrence.
Hey,
You're going to be like, Lawrence who? Because you're going to be like, Lawrence who? Because you're not going to be thinking it's me.
And he's going to show up with all his bags packed and a note pinned to his shirt from his wife.
No, I don't need any bags, just my drones.
You hang on to him for a while.
I don't need any bags, just my drones. I'm starting over.
Starting out fresh.
It cost too much for the luggage, so I had to leave it, but I made it with the drones.
There you go.
Hey, Paul, Big John says he'll be there at 3.
Okay.
Type in the chat so he'll know, so he can subscribe to you. Hey, John, don't send me no damn invite at 3 in the morning. I'm telling you right now.
Hey, Big John, you're responsible for getting the boys there too.
Listen, just because y'all can't sleep at night don't mean I have any problems.
Yep. And Robert, you're welcome. And Ray, you're welcome. And Mike, you're welcome.
You see what Robert's drinking?
Paul,
at
you
3 in the morning.
You know I ain't gonna be up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
You already know it.
Damn way.
What are you drinking?
Lawrence will be up in a half hour.
What happened?
Lawrence will be up in about 45 minutes tops.
Actually, booze keeps me up in the middle of the night. I'll fall asleep, then I'll wake up later on. It messes me up. But beer is okay.
All right.
No, see, I'm going to tell you right now. Herman says I wake up the rooster, and that's usually 3:15, 3:30. All right, I go on the rooster. It's time to get up. Paul's trying to wake me up so I could wake the rooster up. It's not happening.
There you go. Yeah, it's called in rooster talk the pecking order.
Yo, John, I do be up at the crack of dawn, but since my wife does I don't have to wake my wife or my daughter up anymore. So I've been actually, you know what sleeping in for me is? Sleeping in until about 5 or 6. That's sleeping in for me. And then I get an invite from Roger at 8:30. 8 o'clock, 8:30, 7:30, 7 o'clock. You guys, I don't know. Y'all just be up too damn early.
Big
Or
John
up too late.
314.
Or up too
I'll
late if
make
you
sure I
never
got
went
it.
to sleep. Then you wonder
Well.
why Paul be falling asleep on people's live streams.
Well, you guys, I'm gonna head out.
Okay, Mike, it was
Man.
good
Good,
seeing you,
Mike.
my friend.
Good to
Say,
see you
brother.
guys. I appreciate
No
the
problem,
invite.
man.
And,
Always a pleasure seeing you, brother.
yeah, and be safe, you guys, in New York, because it's hot down there now.
Yeah,
Listen,
And we got it here too, but not anywhere near the numbers you got. And
listen, be glad you're away from the city.
yeah,
That's all I can say.
yeah.
Be glad you're away from the city, Mike. All right. Be safe,
Right.
man. Fly
You
safe.
too.
All
All
right,
right, I'll see you guys. Catch
And
you later.
don't forget
Take
the
care, Mike. Be safe.
Mike for president hats.
Oh, yeah. Next time you want to see Mike Roach for president.
Right. Right.
Later,
Oh, we
bro.
just used to run a bar. That's all. All right, man. I'll see
See
you.
you, Mike.
All right, but take it easy.
Yeah, brother.
Grant Ariel says he's never done a drone sunrise. Interesting. I remember trying to do one and not having filters. It was a big fail.
Wow.
But as soon as I turned away from away from the sun, everything was immaculate. But sometimes you just don't. I used to think if you look too long into the sun, you'd ruin the sensor on the camera. But then I found out about ND filters and all of that stuff. But Ray, we need to be due for another Twilight run. The
Yeah.
problem is I ain't leaving Rockaway, and y'all ain't coming out here.
Nah.
So we
Another
need to
2 or
try.
3 weeks. Let's see what it do.
Huh?
Another 2 weeks. See what happens. Oh, we just gotta do a covert mission. That's all.
Another 2 weeks, man. My family already giving me slack for freaking leaving the house, going outside the compound.
That's all right here. Go to work and I come right back home.
I wonder if there's a way for Zoom, like on your phone,
Mm-hmm.
if you got somebody else in to put their own DJI.
You mean
picture.
a stream?
Yeah, into Zoom.
For some reason, it unless if you on your phone, it's kind of hard because it's just a simple app.
Yeah.
Right now, if you were out in the field, Robert, and you were flying and you were signed in, I could do it on a PC here because I can pin your screen.
Right.
And you can see it that way, but there's no way to do it in the app. In fact, in the app, it's very limited. I've joined a couple of times through my phone, and it only allows you to barely talk and barely do other things. You can close the window down. When you answer your phone, that's when you see people's picture go to just their name, usually they're in another window. But as soon as you open Zoom back up, then the picture comes back up. The app is very limited. It's very, very limited.
Imagine it would probably cause a lot of lag too. Because you'd be going from one app to another.
Yeah, that's a possibility. That's a possibility because I'm trying to figure out a way to stream YouTube and use Zoom, and right now there is no present way. You know, what are you doing, Paul? I can't hear you. You're muted. Pusa Studio. Let's spin the wheels. Pusa Studios is live.
I'm editing music.
You're editing music?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, look out.
Uh-oh.
Here you come.
1,000 subs and more. I used to go live all the time. Oh, John, from YouTube on his drone. Yeah, but you gotta have. It depends on the following you have to get those views up.
Yeah.
By now we need 1,000 subs and better. Yeah, unfortunately you do.
And what, 5,000 hours of watch time or something?
4,000.
4,000.
240,000 minutes, which comes very slow. And YouTube is on some new stuff now. Before, when I got it, you just needed to get, this was 2 years ago.
1,000 subscribers.
You needed 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours. Now, if you don't get it that year, before the year is out, they wipe your slate clean. Because Herman would have been monetized long time ago. Right? Yeah. But he's been held back because of that. They start with the new year coming in, they start you at some different level, which is kind of messed up.
Mm-hmm.
So for the people that are trying to become monetized, unless you get that 1,000, the 1,000 subs is okay, you keep that. But the 4,000 hours is what they're being funny about. So if you go into the next year short, guess what? You damn near almost have to start over. Which kind of sucks. Guys, give me a second. I have to take the pizza out of the oven.
We're gonna go for a walk.
Okay, babe.
The pizza.
You want to go take pizza out of the oven?
That's what he said. Yeah.
Oh well, he'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, as long as he
You're on mute,
as long
Paul.
as he makes it back to from the kitchen, he gonna get burnt.
But you know what's kind of scary?
What?
It sounds to me like nobody else in the house can take a pizza out of the oven.
Well, in the house to take a pizza out of oven, the fridge.
I wonder.
Just threw up the hand, huh?
So yeah, so anybody flying tomorrow? Anybody?
Probably not here.
We supposed to have good weather though.
We know if it's good.
It's still supposed to be raining here tomorrow.
We're supposed to have good weather tomorrow, or decent weather. You know, we should have good weather for tomorrow.
Yeah,
halfway decent.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
sunny and 56 tomorrow here. So
well, the weather gets great after 3 o'clock too.
Right.
It's been doing that for a little bit now. In the afternoons, they've been nicer than earlier in the day. Hey, what's up, Indigo Rhino? How are you, sir? Please support each other's channel if you already have it. Big John needs some supporters. Click on his link. Give him some support as well. Well, I'm limited out here because I'm afraid to go too far. In fact, I'm afraid to go past the racetrack out here.
I hear you.
You know, and to be honest, I shouldn't have my ass out there any damn way.
Nah, you shouldn't. For real talk.
You know,
real talk.
I had a chance to make a few dollars today, and I was supposed to go shopping early, and I had a chance to go make a few dollars today. And I told my boss, I was like, look, after this, you're not going to see me for a little while until this shit start flatlining or going down. Because even after it starts, the numbers start going down, you still won't be able to tell who's sick and who's not. You know, and that's what's scary about it. Because if they're estimating July, maybe August, so they're estimating, that's the whole summer. People gonna go crazy the whole summer inside.
I hope
especially not. People who don't have air conditioning.
I'm going to be out.
All right, bet.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be good too.
That time of the year.
But for people who don't have air conditioning and stuff like that, that can become an issue. Especially like areas like up in the Bronx where they have those tenements where they don't allow you to put an air conditioner in a window unless you pay $300 and you know,
what's
places
that?
Like that. Huh?
Where is this?
Well, there are a few buildings up in the Bronx I know people that lived in. I had a friend who lived in a building, and in order to put an air conditioning unit in the window, he had to pay $300 for the summer, which was supposed to compensate for the amount of electricity being used from that air conditioner. It's super with charging people to put air conditioners in the window, yes, and charging them a fee for the summer.
Because the electricity is part of the rent.
Well, their BS excuse is you're putting an electrical device in. It's just a way to rob the freaking tenants.
No.
And to be honest, you should be able to put an air conditioner in any one of your units if you're paying rent in the apartment already. But
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this. Most apartments are not wired for air conditioners.
that's a problem
one.
too.
That's one. Most apartments can't handle anything more than a 5,000 BTU unit anyway.
Yeah.
Two, I don't understand
You mean
why
the little close and play air conditioners?
5,000 BTUs is basic.
Yeah.
Basic
Those are I call it
the one that everybody wants to buy.
Right.
Uh-huh.
For $99.
A big apartment.
Yeah.
Talking about they cool in there.
Mhm.
But like I was saying, I don't understand why the landlord or the super is involved in that in the first place.
Because he's crooked.
Because they let him.
Yeah, you're right.
If you don't know
You're right.
better, I mean, I don't understand what he's charging you.
Listen, they have a room downstairs, which is supposed to be a storage room. He turned it into a bicycle room, all right? And he's charging them up the wazoo to keep their bicycles in that room. What was that?
That's right.
Yeah, I'm damming over here.
Oh.
I thought it was your pizza. I thought it was your pizza went on the floor there.
Nah, man. Nah, not today. Anyway, who's that, Logan Carpenter? What's that you're putting up there?
I'm gonna control that.
Oh, yes. He put up a video. You guys can check it out of Rhode Island State Police singling out drivers from our part of town, New York. And our
governor said, right?
Huh?
Hear what the governor said, right?
Yeah, the governor said he will sue Rhode Island for trying to get away with that crap. How are you going to single out cars with New York State plates? They were actually knocking on people's doors too with that. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the story, but in the state of Rhode Island, what they're doing is if they see New York City plates, license plates, they're stopping the cars. They're asking them where they're going, etc., and how long they plan on staying. And if the car is parked in someone's driveway, they're walking up to the door and knocking on the door and said, who owns that car? And how long have they been here? Because a lot of states are starting to say, if you're from New York, you need to be quarantined for 14 days. They're even doing it down in Florida and other places.
Mm-hmm.
If you're from New York or New York, period. I'm not even going to say New York City. If you're from New York, they're saying you need to be quarantined where you go for 14 days.
Wow.
Now, I don't know about you, but I'd rather stay closer to the city where they have quite a few more hospitals than to go someplace where they have 2 hospitals per town or something.
Well, that's happening here too, Lawrence.
What?
That's happening here. We're getting people from Chicago that own a second home here or something, and they'll come up here and they'll stay. Well, the people here are saying, hey, we have limited health care here. You've got better health care down there.
Yeah.
Stay the F in Chicago.
No, I understand that. I understand that, seriously. And it's kind of messed up because people were leaving New York. They said New York's the epicenter. Soon as they got on TV and said that, people started packing stuff up, man, and scattering all over the United States. And guess what's happening now? The United States is spreading like a wave towards California. You can look at the map. You guys see the map every morning. Well, I mean, they show it here in New York every morning like it's the American flag.
Yeah.
So... And YouTube has a channel dedicated straight to it. They have a lot of channels
COVID-19,
dedicated to it. Hold on, let's see. Here's
5 minutes till pizza.
5
5 minutes till pizza time, Lawrence. 5 minutes.
I know, man. I know. Here's a COVID-19 tracker. Okay. And
like
this is
3
funny
drops.
because
no drops today, huh?
who cares?
I didn't see Paul doing this.
Oh, I
All
was
slacking.
I was thinking
Check
about
this
it,
out.
but
Here's what I found.
Yeah. I've
Check
seen
this
that.
out, guys. You see this map right here?
yeah.
All right. Guess look where that biggest circle is. Right here. That's New York. This whole circle.
Yep.
Total cases 59,000. 513, 728 fatals, and only 8 have recovered.
8. Put
Now
put it over there on Michigan, that one dot in Michigan.
This
up
one
there.
dot on Michigan, 5,486
But
cases,
that's
132 deaths.
it should be Detroit, which is way down there.
Yeah, this is off. This tracker is crap.
Yeah.
This tracker is crap, but you pretty much get the idea. And unfortunately, you just need to take heed. Stay away from the elderly and people with respiratory problems, and wash your hands 10,000 times a day. And when you go in the house, what I see a lot of people doing,
gloves.
what I see a lot of people doing, they're taking the gloves off when they go in the house, right? And then they're touching the doorknob with their bare hand,
Not
and holding
touching
the
every
gloves
damn
in their
thing with
hand.
them gloves just because you got gloves on.
Yeah, you need to go wipe down the doorknobs, everything, so you don't bring that shit in your
If
house.
you're not changing those gloves periodically,
no
stop
shots, night
touching
train.
every damn thing with them gloves. You're spreading more contamination with the gloves.
And what you can't do is go to the bathroom with the gloves on and expect it to work.
Exactly. Because try pull your zipper down with some rubber gloves on. Watch what happens.
Pull the zipper down, or
okay.
pull out your member. You know. It's like,
no, definitely
not exactly.
No.
Exactly.
I'm not even trying to go there. Let's do this drop and get the hell out of here.
Okay.
All right, we appreciate you all. Sunday Nights with Those Guys are sponsored by
Those guys
and COVID-19.
There you go.
We'd like to thank you all for coming. Don't forget to check out Phantom Flight 101 on Wednesday nights with those guys. Paul Merry anytime randomly from 3 a.m. on, but he has the PMS show at 5 p.m. tomorrow night. Rob, just mention a shot and he's there.
I'm with you. I'm there.
He's with us. And Ray,
And I think
Ray's just Ray.
I think that Val is going to be on at 7.
Okay.
Yep.
Val's Life at 7.